Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator and today we have a video that I've been wanting to do for some time. Today we are going to see how much money we're gonna get per trade run per planet, starting from Port Olisar. But before we start, I have a giveaway, guys. This month I'm giving away a Star Citizen and Squadron 42 package with an Aurora Legionnaire LTI. All you need to do is to subscribe to this channel, give me a like, a comment, and maybe you will be a part of the. You'll be the winner, and the winner will be announced on Christmas Eve this year. So this is for Christmas. I hope, I want to make someone happy. I want to make someone as happy as I am right now. Thank you so much for all the support. The channel's been growing very well lately, and let's keep that happening. Let's keep the eradication spreading. But here we go, guys. We are starting our video here at Port Olisar. I want to first see how much I'm making if I mine around Port Olisar. Next video about mining, I'll see how much money I'll be making around Hurston, just to have a quick comparison. I need to get my prospector, of course. Here we go. Which platform is it gonna be? It's gonna be platform BO2. All right, let's go. It's so funny. It looks like there's a rammer outside. You can see that in the chat. So I just hope that they would not decide to destroy my prospector. That would ruin my my day, definitely, for sure. It's probably what they want to do anyway. Before I go any further in this video, I want to say that there's gonna be people who say, "But Irad, I can make 10,000 Alpha USC an hour if I mine." That's not the point of this video. In this video, I just want to show you how much you can make if you're just randomly having a quick random mining run from Port Olisar to the most convenient planet to mine, which is Cellin, because it has no atmosphere. It's actually the quickest planet, the quickest planet to leave, and so you are going to make shorter mine runs. So I'm just going to I don't have so much time, to be honest, because this is not my job. I hope one day will be, maybe in 2 years, but right now I have another job, so I can only play when I'm having some free time. And I'm sure a lot of you guys around here are also professionals or dads, and you have wives, need to take care of your family. We don't have so much time to play, so when we mine, we just go around and find eventually a decent rock. Maybe the first rock you find is not good enough, so you're gonna find another rock that's gonna be decent enough, and then you go back and sell your ore. That's what I'm doing here, and that's what I want to show you today. The video that will be about finding the best rock possible and make the highest amount of money is not going to be for today. There are plenty of other videos of people who made tens of thousands of Alpha UEC mining, but to do that you really need to explore. I mean, chances that the first rock you find is going to be worth 10,000 Alpha UECs are very, very, very tiny. So that's not what we are going to do today. We'll just find the best possible rock. Maybe we'll just, if we cannot, the first one's not the good one, the second one, maybe the third one. But we're not gonna be looking for rocks that have 10-15% gold and 5% diamond. That's super rare. To be honest with you, I haven't found any of these on Cellin. Actually, I have found some pretty good ones on Daymar, but not on Cellin. But anyway, we are going to Cellin, and here we are. What I want to do, I'm going to select one of these places. I don't want to go too far. Why? Because when I leave the planet, I want to have Crusader on site. I don't want to go around the planet. The problem is, if I take, like here, I'm going to Flanagan's Revenge Shelter. It should have Crusader on site here. If I go to the other side of the planet, I'm not going to see Crusader. So that means I will have to go around the planet first, and then when Port Olisar will be on site, I'll be able to jump. That is going to make me waste a lot of time. So we can't do that. We have to keep having Crusader on site so that we can do this as quickly as possible. Again, here, time is your enemy. You want to make as much alpha UEC per hour. Now, I'm not saying that this whole run, I'm planning to do 3 for these videos. I'm planning to do 3 runs, and I'll make an average. So I'm not saying that I forgot what I was going to say. That's okay. So here we are. We are actually not going to go to the shelter. We are going to we're going to go to just any random place the quickest possible. So here we are, descending toward these beautiful little hills slash mountains. You know, when you look at it, you can actually see it's procedurally generated, but that's okay. So press tab for the scanner, and you can see I'm a little bit too high in altitude, so I need to go down. And now you can start to see these rocks. Now I changed the resolution from medium to high, but you can still see the field of vision of these elements on the soil. There's still that popping. I wish we could see them from further away. Anyway, here is an area where maybe there is a decent rock. So here for these videos, anything below 2%, I'm not gonna mind, because again, I want to do it as quickly as possible. So let's get closer and closer and closer. I'm a little bit too far, and actually don't know what this rock is about. So I'm going to scan it, sorry. And here we have a little bit of aluminum, titanium, and some gold. Definitely worth mining. Well, again, it's worth mining if you don't have time. If you have plenty of time and you want to find you want to have, very quality deposits, then don't mine that. If you don't have time, even if you fill your cargo capacity with, let's say, 5% valuable ore and 95% crap, you're still gonna make, potentially, if these are the good materials, you can easily make over 1,000 alpha UEC and per run, and that is what we are aiming here. Remember, guys, the prospector, if you want to mine, this is what you will do at the beginning of the game. When you have enough money for trading, you're going to make much more money by trading. So mining is good if you are a bit low on cash. When I say low on cash, it's like below 50,000. But after 50,000, it's once you have 50,000 alpha UEC, it becomes more interesting to start cargo hauling. Definitely. So here we are. What I'd really liked is to just scroll up and down the mouse button here. So the good level here, so we can see the fracturing sensor is increasing. We just want to make sure we're not going too high over that sensor. Alright, so I have to go up and down. I'm almost, you really don't want to go to the red level, and boom, here we go. So now that rock is fractured, so we have to press M. So M for the mining mode, you have to press not M, it's the mouse, the right button of the mouse, and I'm trying to position myself to get to the rocks I'm going to mine. When you see they are in purple, that they are mineable. When they are in orange, you need to fracture them again. This one seems to have quite an interesting ratio of materials, so I'm mining it. All you need to do is to click on your mouth, and it's going to be sucked into that mining tube, I guess. I don't know how to call that. Anyway, let's see. So that one is orange. It needs to be fractured again. That one too. Okay, so pretty much all of these need to be fractured. Let's see if maybe the last one is interesting. I'm probably gonna have to fracture a few more, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, try to avoid aluminum. Aluminum is not worth a lot. So if you have rocks with high content of aluminum, same with quartz. Titanium is kind of okay. Anyway, we're going to fracture this one because well, let's have over 3% of good materials. So let's bring the energy level not too up. As you can see, when these rocks are fractured, they require usually less energy to be shattered into smaller pieces. So you don't want to give too much energy, otherwise you're gonna blow the whole thing away. You will lose the material, that will be destroyed, and potentially damage or even get your ship destroyed if you are too close. So you really need to be careful when you are doing that. All right, so there, the green light, when you see the energy bar is green, that is the perfect level. You don't want to go too high, and usually when we are fracturing rocks for the second time, the threshold is really tiny. We don't have a big margin, but here we go, it is fractured, and we are going to switch the mode, extraction mode, to see what we have. Aluminum, 4% of titanium. We're definitely mining that. You want to mine the highest percent, because you know, what's not valuable is called inert material, and you, as you saw in the previous video, if you're not even going to get 100 credits for all of your inert materials, so it's not really worth it. 2% titanium, meh. Let's see, what else do we have. Oh, this one needs to be broken. Oh, this one has, oh my gosh, this one's pretty good. It needs to be broken a third time. Well, I'll try. This one has 1% gold. It's gonna be broken into smaller pieces with even more gold. That is very interesting. Unfortunately, as you can see, sometimes my computer, I don't know, the sensor, whatever, is not going to tell me exactly where the green gauge is located, so you really have to pay extra attention. Sometimes that green gauge is tiny, and you can easily get into the red gauge, which is the one that's going to overcharge the rock and make it blow, which is what you don't want. And you can see here I'm in the green gauge. I don't know where the thresholds had maximum or lowest, but I'll try to stay in between. That is really tough. You can see it's changing color. Oh no, I'm in the red zone. So let's try to go down a little bit. Lower energy. I'm at very like, you know, 6-10%. Is it good? Yes. All right, here we go. So let's find the goodies, the valuable ones. Now this one. Gosh, there's some that still need to be broken. Where is this one? This one, 4% gold. My gosh, I really need to mine that. Where is it? So we're gonna get a little bit closer. No. This is where that's where, you know, we have to find some precision. There we go, baby. 4% gold. Unfortunately, it's just 133 kilos, I guess. So that was pretty quick. This one has 6% titanium. There's some pretty good ones. There you go. So that's what you want to mine. That means that it's perfectly okay when you find a good rock. It's perfectly okay to actually leave out some of the deposits that are not worth your time. Like, as you saw before, there was one that just had 2% aluminum and nothing else. I'm definitely not mining that. The reason why is, remember, this is the prospector. The prospector only has a capacity of 32 standard cargo unit, SCU. It is actually quite limited, and it fills very quickly, as you can see at my on my cargo capacity gauge. So you really need to choose your cargo wisely. Oh, this one, yes. Oh, that's 10%. I am taking this one. Yes, unfortunately, it's just 114 kilos. What's the one in the middle? It has a little bit of gold, a little bit of everything, even gold. We are taking that. Maybe let's see what else is available. Is there anything better? Meh. 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 And this one, meh. So now I'm deciding to leave. Why? Because again, time is running against me. I'm one of these players who don't have so much time. So here, I found another deposit. This time it has barrel, and you can see I'm having deposits with 10%, 11%, 12% overall here with FS and Tide also. That is also quite valuable, especially if they have higher percentages. So you may want to mine these as well. Also remember that if you have to fracture a second, sometimes a third time, it takes time, and basically that's time that you're not spending mining other rocks that would maybe be better and take less time to break. So you must also know when to look at that. Oh yeah, baby, definitely mining that. Also, you can see the extraction throughput. Throughput. I don't know how to say that, guys. If you can help me with my pronunciation, that would be great. The closer you are, the more SCU per second you are getting. But the problem is you don't want to be a bit too close, because sometimes you need to maneuver, and if you maneuver and there's a hill or something, you may hit your ship. That's not good. Anyway, so that is why I wanted to have a spot with a side of on Port Olisar, because now all I'm going to do is just head straight towards Port Olisar, leave the atmosphere. I need to reach an altitude of 30,000 kilometers, and because there is basically no atmosphere on Cellin, it takes much quicker. You don't have any friction, your ship is not slowed down by the atmosphere, so it takes much shorter amount of time to get to your destination. That's why I chose Cellin. I still need to study which moon around Hurston is the best. Guys, maybe you can leave me a comment down below. Which moon is the quickest to leave around Hurston? Tell me down in the comments below, guys. And that's the moon I will be visiting for my next mining guide. So we're still trying to use our hydrogen fuel. Let's not forget also, it's something we're gonna have to do eventually when we get to Port Olisar. We need to, when we do that, we are using hydrogen fuel. We need to refuel to refuel at Port Olisar. Otherwise, you know, it's a small ship. It's a lot of fuel I'm using. It's going to be depleted very quickly. So you don't want to be stranded on the planet with all the ore you spent, you know, half an hour mining. That would be suck. That would suck. So let's go to Port Olisar. All right, come on, baby. There you go. And overall, it's going to be so it actually took me 3 works. I've been mining 3 works. I don't show everything in that video, of course, because that's going to take too much time. I know you guys prefer when the videos take between 5 and 10 minutes. I'm so sorry, this video is going to be a bit longer. It's the first of the kind. Probably the next ones are going to be much shorter. I'll try to limit myself to 15 minutes for these kind of videos. So the next the next mining guides are going to be much shorter. All right, let's call the cons. There we go. Port Olisar services. Let's find a great landing pad. So what I'm going to do is also important. As I said before, time is your enemy. You don't want to waste time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and I will be facing Cellin, so that when I use my ship again, I will need to be looking for Cellin. Sometimes you're taking off, you're like, oh, where's my destination? I don't know. So here is my pad. come on, come on, come on. And I'm turning around. Since I came from that direction, I'm going to turn towards the other side. And when I leave Port Olisar next time, Cellin will be just in front of me, and I will not be wasting any time. Sometimes you can waste 1-2 minutes. Again, these are 1 or 2 minutes you can spend by mining instead of finding your way. You can see Cellin is that little moon that Cellin is that little moon that you see on your tent. Alright, I don't know why it says shoot criticals. My shoot should be up. Well, let's turn the engine off. And you can see I only have 14 credits, so let's refuel that and confirm, and I should be refueled now. Always do that when you come back to Olisar. You never know what's gonna happen. Wow, some nice messages happening here in the chat. The French Twitch guys, BITC, some love happening here in the chat. Here we go. So let's turn around and run for the refinery. Nice cutlass. Looks like this dude also had fun parking his ship perfectly on the pad. I just love parking ships. It's just awesome. So here we go. Hello. Hey. Just let me in. Oh. Now I want to see the B word too. Alright, so let's press that airlock button, and I'll show you. If you guys are new to this channel and you haven't seen where to sell the ore, you are going to see where to sell the ore on Port Olisar. Actually, it's not exactly the same terminal as when you buy you buy goods. It's actually that screen here that you're going to use to sell your ore. So let's select the prospector, and 1,390 alpha UEC. Overall, guys, I spent exactly 40 minutes since I took off and returned. So 1,390 alpha UEC for 40 minutes. That is my first run. Now I'm going to make a second run right after. Let's see what we have. It's the gold, just 0.50% of gold. That's actually a bit disappointing, to be honest. The titanium has an interesting worth. Yes, let's sell all of that. And I went all the way from I don't know why it say 23. It's supposed to be 14. Now I got a little bit more cash. So as I said, this is very good if you lost all your money and you want to get some cash quickly, again, without having to do the mission. The missions are very immersive, but they, especially if you don't have the right ship or not enough money to train at the same time, they are not worth. They're not worth as much as mining. Mining can get you some really decent cash if you are lucky, which I am not being once more. This is my second run here. We have Hefestanite and Beryl. On this rock, I'm trying to get something decent as well in the shortest amount of time. So same old, doing exactly the same thing as I did in the previous run. I'm not looking for too much rock, like millions of rocks to find which one has the highest content, because that is wasting my time. You can spend an hour without mining anything and just exploring, which is great. It's really fun, but if you do that, then the amount of alpha UEC per hour is 0 until you find something interesting. So that's why, unless you find a good rock pretty quickly, I would suggest you actually don't spend time looking for the perfect rock, because the time you will spend looking for the perfect rock is time that you will not spend making money going back and forth between Cellin and Port Olisar. So I have filled my cargo again. This is the end of my second run, and as you can see, I was looking for Crusader. It took me just a few seconds to find the planet. I'm going once more up all the way to 30,000 kilometers. And I will be back. I'll be back for a third run after that. I love how there's always some love in the chat now. This guy NFI Casper, thank you for making my day and and showing some love in the chat. You are worthy of being an Eradicator. If you subscribe to this channel, shout out to you, man. Actually, I took a screenshot when I arrived at the end of that run. You can see that picture in my last video, and this part of the chat is actually in the video. It's just hilarious to see people react to one another in the chat. Anyway, let's go back to Port Olisar once more. All right, there we are. Probably normally the frame rates are much better than that, but I'm filming, so when I'm filming, the frame rates are not as nice as they ought to be. And you may have seen that the rings of Port Olisar are popping, and that is because of object container streaming, I believe. Before OCS was implemented, I could see the entire structure, but since OCS has been implemented, everything pops up gradually sometimes, which is something I believe that they are gonna have to fix. Anyway, here is my landing pad. So we're gonna do exactly the same as what we did before. We are going to turn around and be facing Cellin for the fastest takeoff possible. So it's actually one of the things that I love to do the most in space game, whether it is Star Citizen or here or Elite Dangerous. Actually, even in good old X-Wing Alliance, I was doing that. I just like to have some really decent landing. There you go. How good was that? No, it's not finished. I'm not landed. There you go. Alright, so let's just power off. No one's gonna shoot me here. I'm just a prospe. So let's leave that chair and let's see how much money I've made for how much time in this second run. So I think I'm at landing pad 3 this time. It's important also to check an eye on where you are. Here, landing pad 3. Because when you go back to your ship, you don't want to be wasting time and think, oh wait, where's my ship? You'll be wasting time. Again, that is also time you will not be spending mining. So you really have to optimize your time as much as possible when you do that. Okay, so where is the administrator? I always get lost in this, it's like an FPS level. Okay, here it is. And back at the mining interface, there's my prospe. And this time I am selling for 1,647 alpha UEC. The barrel actually had, I'm making good money with the barrel and the Hefest and blah blah blah. Condorum is actually not so interesting, so I'll keep that in mind. I'm still new at mining. I just bought the Prospector a couple of days ago, so I'm still new at mining. I didn't know Condorum was not so great. I will know for next time. So here we go, 1,647 alpha UEC. This time I just spent exactly half an hour. So the previous one was 40 minutes, and this time 30 minutes. And this is my third run. I'm not showing I've already shown you how to mine, so I don't need to show that. This time I'm going to land directly on Port Olisar. I'm not gonna make a fourth run. I think that's overkill. You guys want to know other things, you guys want me to make other videos, and I totally understand that. So That's gonna be our last run of the day, and we're gonna make an average after that. We're gonna see on average after 3 runs how much money we made per hour on average, and we're gonna compare that with what we can make with a similar amount of cash. By trading. So here we go. Come on, come on, come on, baby. So this time, I don't really need to make a nice maneuver, but I'll do it anyway, just for fun. Actually, I'm very proud of my landings. I've actually posted one of my most beautiful landings on Daymar the other day. You can actually watch that video. Alright, here we are. I noticed that landing is always a little bit tough with the Prosby. I don't know why it likes to land on the land on the side first. So here we go. This is when we leave our Prosby for the 3rd and final time. Here we go, baby. Isha. So in this run, I didn't film, I should have filmed, but this run I got lucky. I found, actually that was my 3rd rock. I discarded the first 2 rocks, only had aluminum, so that was not interesting. But the third rock actually had about 6% there was a lot of titanium. Oh, why am I bleeding in my helmet? There was a lot of titanium and a lot of other things too. I forgot, but it was a much better rock, and you can see I'm probably expecting to make more money this time. So, which is exactly why if you just do one run does not reflect the overall experience of mining. But that's why I decided to make 3 runs, because I think that probably from my previous experiences as a miner, it's usually once every 3 runs you find that good rock that's gonna give you more cash. So here we go, the Prosby, and this time you can see there was a lot of Hephaestanite, and I am making 4,511 alpha UEC, so that is much more. And the cherry on the cake, the icing on the cake, it took me just 26 minutes this time. 26 minutes for 4,511 alpha UEC. That run was really good. Again, doesn't happen all the time. About one every 3 or 4 runs, but when they do, they can pay out pretty well. And now I've got 7,562 alpha UEC. Remember, I started before with just 14. So run 1, 1,390, run 2, 1,647, run 3, 44,511 for a total time of 96 minutes. And that makes an average of 4,717 alpha UEC per hour. Guys, this is actually much more than your starting money. When you start, let's say, with 20,000 and you have maybe a constellation, you can only do so much. When I start with 20,000 and I do trend runs, if I make 3,000 an hour, that's actually pretty good. So I'm actually making much more with 0 money to invest. I started with 0 and I'm ending after an hour and a half with 7,500 and forgot. So that is all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe.